Doing something for the first time is usually nerve-wracking, bungee jumping for example, or going on a date. And making a success of it is even harder, as you venture forth into uncharted territory. No doubt Sony had similar feelings with the release of the UBP-X800, its first 4K HDR Blu-ray player. But it can rest easy, the X800 is a definite success. For those not as embroiled in tech talk, 4K refers to the resolution of the image this player produces. In this case, it's approximately 8 million pixels, 4 times that of standard high definition. HDR, meanwhile, stands for high dynamic range, and is about how many colours this player can show. If standard dynamic range shows this much of a colour range between black and white, HDR shows even more. So, how well does it work? For a start, that colour is really nice. It pops without being oversaturated, which is a fine line for any player to tread. Some players make a British blue sky look like it was filmed in Barcelona. Not so from the X800. This player keeps it natural, with great gradients across the board. So far, so good. It's also a solid performer in the dark scenes too. The blackness in the centre of a shadow is notably different from its greyer outline. Horror fans can rest assured that their favourite scary movies will still look great. And if the devil's in the detail, this player is almost satanic. We fed it one of our favourite test discs, Planet Earth 2, and the snow-topped mountains look incredibly crisp. Little details, like the cracks in rock fragments or the faint contours of the land under the snow, are much clearer through the X800. But picture quality, while important, isn't the whole story. Audio quality counts for a lot too. Happily, this player has nothing to worry about. The crispness in its picture is matched in its sound. We connect up the X800 to the Yamaha RX A3060 amplifier and the PMC 2523 speaker setup, and find a light, insightful character to this player that outshines its main competitor, the Panasonic DMP-UB400. High-frequency sounds, like the clatter of coins on a marble floor, have a real shine and sparkle to it that belies this player's attention to detail. It's organised too, giving each sound its own well-marked space. You could close your eyes and pinpoint where each sound is coming from, if you were so inclined. Large-scale dynamics it takes in its stride, but it's really the small scale where the X800 comes into its own. Moments with a lot of emotional tension, like a hushed whisper or a quiet cry, are really quite expressive and full of insight. That sound can also be sent wirelessly to other compatible speakers through Sony's SongPal app, or you can stream audio through Bluetooth to some wireless speakers, if you're not in Sony's ecosystem, or to some wireless headphones, if you want to have a late-night, high-octane movie marathon without your neighbours calling the fuzz. You won't be wanting for content on this player either, as it comes with most of the expected subscription services pre-installed. Amazon Video, BBC iPlayer and Demand Fiber all included, while Netflix gets its own dedicated button on the remote. In an ideal world, ITV and All 4 would be on there too, but the likelihood is that your 4K HDR television will have them all available anyway. If you're a fan of 3D movies, the X800 has support for that too, and there's also a USB input for video and audio hidden under a panel on the right-hand side of the player. You can also stream content from your mobile, provided it's running Android. Sony's built-in Miracast function will duplicate your smartphone screen, making it easy to show off pictures, videos, or your high score on Super Mario Run. So, if you're in the market for an inexpensive 4K HDR Blu-ray player, this is the one we'd recommend. The X800 has certainly set a high standard for Sony's competition. To read the full review of the Sony X800, head on over to whathifi.com. If you like this review, give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest videos. We're also on all the social medias. You can follow us on Facebook, send us a tweet on Twitter, or your pictures on Instagram.